YouTube family, what is up? So we got a couple things going on today. Number one is I want to make this announcement. I'm doing a 3-day challenge where I'm going to show you how to close your first deal or your next deal in the next 30 days. This is a free private Zoom training, okay? And I rarely do these. If you want to come and join me, I'll leave the link in the description. So on day one, which is tomorrow, okay, once you sign up, once you register, you get a private email with a link sent to you on that day. So tomorrow, I'm going to show you. So on day one, I'm going to show you how to find these motivated seller and distressed property off market with just your laptop, your phone, and internet connection. Day two, we're going to come back on Thursday. So tomorrow's Wednesday. That's going to be day one. Then on Thursday, we're going to come back for day two. I'm going to show you how to talk and how to negotiate with the homeowner so you can lock these property under contract at a steep discount. And then finally, on Friday is day number 3. I'm going to show you how to find the buyer nationwide, any city, any states, any zip code, and get your deal sold and make your money, okay? So if you're interested, it's completely free. Link is in the description, but seating is limited. So first come, first serve, all right? So let's rock and roll. So first thing is, the next thing I need to do is I'm going to call my realtor. It seems like he has a deal for me. So I'm going to call my realtor and bring him on the phone. Then third, I have a student that I'm going to bring on. He's been with me for a year now. So I'm going to bring him on, share with you guys how many deals he has done, yada, yada, yada. And we'll go from there, okay? So let me call my realtor first because we don't have much time. I'm always on a rush.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, let me try to call him one more time. I'll send this link over to my VA really quick here, just so we can also get my students on here as well. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, shoot, that's not it. Hold on, I gave him the wrong one. Gave him the wrong one. Hold on a second. Okay, this is the one. Okay, let me try to call Mike one more time. Mike got a deal for me. Every single time he texts me, he got something good for me. Come on, Mike. Mike.
Hey, thanks for calling me back, buddy.
Hey, Mike, what's up? Happy Tuesday. Sorry, bro, dude. I got a busy morning, so when you called me, I was actually just hopping into the shower and getting ready. So, how's your day going?
No problem. Well, I'm just having lunch with a friend.
Okay.
Let me call you back when I get freed up, and we'll hook up. I've got a new approach that I think you're going to be interested in.
Okay, sounds good, Mike.
All right. Thanks.
Just give me a call. Yep, appreciate you. Bye, Mike. So this is what you want. You know, when you're able to build relationship with realtors, what they do is they bring you pocket listing. And that's what Mike been doing for me for the past, 12 years that I've been in the real estate game. I actually met Mike when I was new into the real estate game. And I remember the first time I met Mike, I act like I have made it. I act like I'm the big shot. And I remember telling Mike, I said, hey, Mike, you know, man, I mean, I buy, fix, and flip a lot of houses. I'm fearless when it comes to rehab. As long as the number makes sense, I'm ready to rock and roll. I can pay cash. I can close quickly, dude, and I can get it done. So when you talk to an agent, you want to make sure that you have that confidence because they don't want they want to work with people who is going to get the shit done, right? Nobody wants to work with a tire kicker. Okay? So I remember every single agent that I talk to, that's exactly what I tell them. I don't care about, like I said, I told them that I'm fearless when it comes to rehab project, right? So anything that other investor is afraid of, I tell them that I want the deal. I told them as long as the number makes sense, I'm ready to go. So confidence is extremely important when you're obviously, getting into the game. So make sure that you have that confidence. When you speak to people, let them know that you will be the person, the guy or the gal that can get that done for them. And when you do work with an agent, just make sure that you do get it done. I mean, you know, it's okay if one or two deal falls apart because you can't move forward. But if you start to, like, you know, drop every single deal that they sent over to you that you lock up and you couldn't perform, dude, it's going to be really bad, and your reputation is going to die out over time, and nobody wants to work with you. Okay, so it's very, very important. What's more important is being able to find your own deals, being able to negotiate your own deal, and being able to find the buyer to sell your deal. And that's why I'm doing a 3-day training, a private Zoom class completely for free, where we're going to spend 3 days together here on Zoom, 1 hour a day. So it's starting tomorrow. So if you're interested, if you haven't signed up, the link is in my description. Go there, sign up, RESVP your spot. Seating is limited. So it's first come, first serve. All right. So as I'm waiting for one of my students to jump on, we are also going to talk about the tariff. Who here felt like they are very tight with money right now, and that you think that things are going to get worse before it's going to get better? So let's talk a little bit about this, okay? Randy, what up, man? What up, MJ? So I know that, so with the whole tariff war going back and forth here, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you that, you know, I live, dude, so close to Canada that I'm almost Canadian. I'm about 30 minutes away from the Canadian border, and I can tell you right now that our economy thrive on Canadian. So if there's no Canadian coming down, dude, it's going to be real, real bad. And I can tell you, dude, I've never seen Costco has been so empty. All right? It's empty without me, you know? So Costco has been pretty empty. But let's talk about, like, how is it going to affect the whole real estate market, and how is it going to affect you and what you can do to obviously thrive on the down economy. You need to understand that the wealth, riches are made during the bad economy. Okay? Because every single time, dude, like back in 2008, when the real estate market crashed, there were a lot of millionaires that were being made during that time. And then during the whole pandemic, same thing. A lot of people lose their J-O to B, but also, too, it was the time for people who started their own business online, who started to make more money than they ever had working at a J-O to B. So what I'm saying is that one door shuts, there's another one opportunity open. So what you need to do is not dwell on the closed door, but seek for other opportunities. And that's how you make your money, okay? So preparation meets opportunity is also how you get rich. And I do believe that in the next 4 years will be the best I still believe so, the best 4 years in real estate. And wholesaling will be one of that. Hold on a second. My assistant called me. Yeah. I know, but then I sent a new link again. Here, let me send it again. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, shoot. I didn't click. Okay, that's why. All right. It just sent. Okay, bye, Angie. So there are deals. We're still closing deals. My students are still closing deals. A lot of time, it's just that you don't know what to do. So that's why you're sitting there and haven't done any deals. So that's why you should join me tomorrow in the 3-day challenge, where I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. Once again, the link is in my descriptions, okay? But with the whole tariff, dude, it's getting crazy, and it's getting wild, okay? YouTube family, talk to me, man. Who here felt like who here has been impacted by the tariff? Who here? I do want to tell you this, though. You know those the online Amazon seller? Dude, those people will get hit. They will get hit. I know someone will say, dude, I'm still making the same amount of money that I've made before. No, there's no way that you would. Because what's going to happen is that let's just say they used to buy that product for $5. Well, now guess what? because of the tariff, dude, they might have to pay $10 for the product. Okay, they might have to pay $10 for the product. So even if they say, hey, I have a good margin, okay, so let's just say that they used to make $20 off of each one that they sold. Well, now their profit just cut in half. So how can you tell me that your profit won't get impact, that won't get decreased? And for those that has a very tight margin, some of them, dude, run on a very, very tight margin. Maybe they'll make $1 or $2. Dude, those people will get wiped out. Because with the whole tariff, that's what's going to happen. And you will hear them say, well, I'm not paying for it. The consumer is going to pay for it, which is true. So let's just say that, you know, they buy a product for $5. They now have to sell it for $10. Okay? But the consumer will be like, dude, I can't pay $10 for it. Come on, man. Shit, bro. Right? Because the price increased. So they like, well, I can't pay $10. Well, guess what, my friend? You're going to have less buyers. It's just how it is. Right? Like, even though the consumer is the one who has to pay for it, but it still come down to is less money is being made, less money is being spent in the market. But we'll get back to that, and I'll have Jamil. Dude, what up, bro?
What's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Good, Jamil. Happy Tuesday, man.
Happy Tuesday, bro. Happy Tuesday.
Hey, first off, dude, I want to say congrats for everything.
Yes,
congrats
sir.
for so it's been like what? It's been a year that you've been in the academy?
Yeah, actually it has. Yep, a year.
Dude,
a little over a year.
Bro, I want to say you add so much value, and you're there every single day, show up and changing people's life.
Right.
And I know that there's a lot of students, a lot of people in our community, dude, are extremely grateful that you are there, man. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, dude, thank you so much. You know,
welcome,
and doing and helping and being selfless and just helping other people, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Definitely.
But Jamil, let's talk about your journey, dude. Let's talk about your journey when you first started. About that first deal, and how did you transition into now, closing multiple deals and being able to go back now and helping other people's close deal, dude?
So when you ask about the first deal, are you asking about the first deal before the academy or the first deal actually in the academy?
No, I'm talking about like your first deal, and then that deal leads to where you are today, and everything like that, and how thing has changed within like a year, bro.
It kind of dates back to, I remember your first deal. I think you met it with the guy like McDonald's or something like that.
Hey, yep.
That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell I watch a lot of your videos, because it's been that long. Yeah, so
that long.
It's kind of like the feeling you had after you close your first deal. It's like that's kind of when it's like, it's for real then. Like, it's not play. So that's kind of what it was for me. I think it took me maybe 3.5 months. So I think the thing that helped me with the startup was when I first started off, I deleted all of my social media when I first started up. Yeah, and I did it again the beginning of this year as well. And I just got back on it. I had made a goal, in this month. I had 2 deals closing. One closed today, and then another one closes next week. And that's $47,000 that I made in this month. Woo! Yeah, so the timeline of it, again, I had to put myself back to where I was when I first started. I deleted social media and I locked in. So before then, I was having like a problem with my consistency because, this becomes like such a natural talent for me that I really wasn't taking advantage of it. So when I had put the money into the academy, I had paid you, and 6 weeks later, I had got that deal. And that deal was the one that you sent me the trophy for, which was $25,000.
Hey,
so I closed the deal in your academy within 6 weeks. And a lot of people was like, well, what are you here for if you already know what you're doing? And I said, well, I've been like window shopping the mentorship through YouTube. So that was one thing. The second thing is I didn't have a CRM. It was a lot of stuff I didn't know before coming into the academy, which again, you get what you pay for, and that was the main thing for me. And when it came down to the negotiation, again, that deal was $155K. That was his asking price. I brought him down to $90K. And I did that with I still keep your script there. Even though I don't have a script, I use your script for the negotiation. So your script is what got him from 155 to 90. I just let him out negotiate himself.
Damn, dude.
So the
bro.
timeline that's where it came from. It was the consistency, you picking it up, me getting in the academy, and me actually, being able to help other people. It's like no way I couldn't be consistent because every day somebody has a question. So it's like you don't have no choice but to be consistent now.
Dude, I love it, man. And dude, and I get a lot of DMs, and I'm sure Jericho too. For those of you who don't know, Jamil now have earned his positions in our academy. He's in there. He's one of the coaches, changing people's life, man. You know, for every one of us, we started from the bottom, so we know how it feels to be a newbie. So when we, and when we're able to help other people and lift them up, so instead of hand out, we hand up, dude. It's the best feeling ever. So Jamil, let me ask you this, dude. For the people who's starting out, obviously they're struggling, they're trying to get their first deal. Like, what are some tips or advice that you would give them so they can lock in and get that first deal done, man?
So one of the biggest tips is this right here is the front door. If you see behind me, it's 2 dry erase boards. The biggest thing is whenever you come in, if you're writing stuff that you need to do, or you're writing people you need to follow up with, or anything in that nature, basically, you can go from there. That's the first thing, because if it's visible, you can see what you need to do, and it's really hard for you not to be consistent on it. So I cut out the internet, and I also cut out the video game. So the time that I would spend on the video game and stuff like that, I spend it back on real estate. So the biggest thing is basically like locking in with yourself. All of the social media is gone, so then you get on YouTube. So even on the YouTube and stuff like that, I would watch a lot of your videos. When it comes down to a mentor, even before then, I would just kind of find one person, lock in with them. And the reason I say that is because if you keep jumping around to so many different people and stuff like that, everybody has their own way of doing stuff.
Yep.
So then you're going to be like, well, this person didn't do this, or this person didn't do that. Find you one person. That's what I did, which was you. And this was back in the day. I can go to screenshots in my phone from like 2020 of me getting on your live and screenshotting this or screen recording, like, okay, I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna use that. So now it just became so like natural. But the biggest thing is finding you a mentor, whether you can do it, for free, you try to go through the YouTube way, or however you want to do it. That would be the approach I take. And then every week, we have a student in there, and I don't want to say, any names, put anybody on blast, but I told them, every week, when you're going across, if you're putting down something new every week, you're getting a little bit more closer to it. But I think the biggest thing that a lot of people are trying to do is they're trying to find ways out of getting out of the calls. They're trying to do the text blast, and they're trying to do everything but making the call. And it's just like, that's just what it is. That's what this business is. You have to make the call. If you don't make the call, it's people like me, Khang, and Jericho. We're going to make the call for you. So we're going to get the money. So that's kind of what it is. You have to lock in. You have to make the calls. And just accept that you will go through 100 no's, and 101 no may be a $50,000 deal. So that's kind of the advice that I would give them, is just you got to lock in and cut out your distractions. If you don't, you're not going to get nowhere.
Woo! Damn, bro.
If you don't, you're not going to get nowhere.
Love it. So Jamil, let's talk about one of your favorite deal. Do you have a deal where we were like, damn, I want to talk about this deal. There's a story behind it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. That's another thing with the journey with the real estate thing, is because the title company that I'm using, based out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, I'm always having a tough time with them. Like, I have to do their job for them. So all of my deals are a circus. I've had one deal, and maybe this other one is a second deal where it's easy. The rest of my deals have been like tough, like, because it's always something. But I think the toughest deal that I had to go through, it was 2 of them. One of them was this lady. She and this is someone that I was JVing with. This was her aunt, because she married the uncle. She was trying to sell the property behind that person's back. Ooh. And once you run the title and stuff like that, they're legally married. So that became like a big thing. And we can do what we can do, but it's only so much that we can do, because she can sign, but if he doesn't sign for it, we can't get the deal done. Correct. So that really put us in like a tough position. Luckily, the lady I was JVing with, Miss Tammy West, she was related to them. She was able to, make ends meet. We can get through that one. And then another one was the one I got that trophy. That's why I was like, this trophy really do mean something, because it was up and down. Like, one of the people who had to sign, she was in prison. So that you got to get the wife, the mom to sign, the dad to sign, and then you had to get the uncle to sign, and then you had to get her to sign. So we had to get 4 people to sign, and one was in prison.
Damn. So Jamil, so that was an inherited property?
Yep, with the grandmother. Yep. Inherited.
Dang. Yep. So how long did that deal took you?
I I would say maybe about 40, 45 days. Cause
Okay.
I really be on it. Like even today with this deal not closing in time because the funds had got in late, we'll get paid tomorrow from it. I still reach out to the seller. A lot of people are forgetting when they lock these deals up to keep in touch with the seller. They keep all the
Ooh.
focus on finding a buyer that now when you're going ghost with the seller is going to get irritated. You know,
Mhm.
you can't just contact the seller once every 2 weeks. I typically talk to these sellers like once every 2 to 3 days.
Dude.
And it helps me with my follow-up process because this deal, the $37,000 deal, I met him
Damn.
in August of 2022.
Damn.
So you talk about follow-ups. That deal was in 2022. It didn't go right. He backed out, didn't sign. He followed back up with me because I always kept in touch with him. So if
Mhm.
anybody's watching, the biggest thing with the follow-ups is I don't call and be like, hey, did you make up your mind on the property? No, I don't do that. I have a whole different way of going about it. I build rapport. So people like me, I'm gonna remember what I spoke with you about. So whatever we built rapport on, you could have been talking about an NFL team.
Yep.
If something's going on with the NFL team, I call and be like, man, did you see the trade? When you build a report like that, they'll remember where they met you from.
Yep.
So every once in a blue moon, you can ask like, hey, you know, what's going on with the property? But if you're only contacting them, hey, what's going on with the property? Hey, what's going on with the property? They may not deal with you because so many other people are contacting them. If they build a bond with that person, you're out of the picture.
Right.
So that's really the biggest thing, though, is that their report is something I think a lot of people, they sleep on it. They call people, and within 5 to 7 minutes, you feel like you went through and asked questions, and you immediately want to give an offer, and you think that they want to sell immediately. They have to be
Dude.
comfortable with you.
Dude, bro, that is so much nuggets. There's one thing in there, dude, that you say that I think it's extremely important for every single one of you, especially those of you who's new into the game. And I even see experienced investor makes this mistake. It's just like Jamil said, dude, you're so busy finding the buyers that a lot of you go on a week or 2 weeks without even giving a seller an update. So they get worried, they get scared, and you lost that trust with them, and it's game over. So what I also tell my VAs to do is, yes, dude, if you can do it every other day, just let them know exactly just let them know what's going on. Hey, we're still looking for the contractor. They're busy. They're this and that, but we're working on it. I just want to let you know, want to give you quick updates on it. Just give you a peace of mind that we're here. We're still working, trying to get this done. That's all you have to say. Okay. Or, or you can just touch base with them and all the seller wants is they just don't want to be in the dark. Just let them know what's going on, what you're doing. Right. And if you continue to build that rapport and get that trust with them, it's easier for you to renegotiate. So when it comes down to if the price doesn't make sense, then you have to renegotiate. They're more likely to open to talk about the renegotiating price and get it done with you. So that rapport building is important for real.
That's another thing that I do want to talk about too, the renegotiation. This is kind of like the box in one strategy. You know, when they don't take your offer and stuff, then if they do contact me back, I had him originally at 85. When I came back to lock the deal up, I told him, due to the circumstances, this may be something that we are still interested in. Of course, we would have to look at the property. However, our budget is tight right now. So that right there, just me having a small conversation, of course, after, catching up, I got him down from 85,000 to 73,000. So it was an extra $12,000 profit just because of the connection I built. We went on a Zoom like 6 months after originally meeting him, early 2023. You love stocks. I know nothing about them. I have screenshots of me and him going on a Zoom call for an hour talking about stocks and actually taking notes. This is the level I will go to make the report with the seller. This is the level I will go to.
Dang. Now, Jamil, let's talk about the deal that you just mentioned. You're about to close one. That's how much?
The first one, the one that closed tomorrow, that's 37,000.
Okay, so let's talk about that 37,000. How do you found the seller? Okay, how do you found the seller? The entire process, the negotiating. How do you found the buyer, and then obviously the closing?
So the buying side is easy. I have a lady in North Carolina. That her name is Tanisha West. If anybody's ever trying to look her up, she has a catalog of buyers. Damn. You know me very well, Khang. Even if anybody else don't, I'm super, super unselfish. I don't care to make 100% of the deal. If you have the buyer right now, we're going to get the deal done, send it to you. Let's go move on to the next deal. So the buying side was easily on her. It was fine. I had no problem with it. She made my job easier. The seller, I had a VA. The VA had reached out to the seller. Again, we spoke back in August of 2022. So I just stayed in connection with him the whole time. And that's how I ended up reaching out to that's how I ended up, having a connection with the seller.
Yep.
He told me in January that the tenant hasn't, called, and he said the tenant has one more time to not pay him, basically. So the tenant didn't pay, and the tenant ended up leaving out the property. This deal would have been done in February, but since the tenant didn't leave, we had to go through the eviction process and everything. So this deal was kind of tough as well too, and that's how again I found him. The buyer, we had got the lockbox after we did the eviction. We had it for a whole week. We had it for a whole week, basically where anybody could come by. Best price wins. The buyer was at 110,000, and I had the seller at 73,000. And I could have really got him down a little bit more, but sometimes you can't really bite off more than you could chew, because he also had a mortgage that he had to pay off. And, you don't want to get too greedy or anything like that. You already got a good deal. Go ahead and take it. We already did the best that we could with it. So I found a deal again through the VA. That list was through PropStream, I believe. I now use Deal Machine.
Gotcha. So now, Jamil, how did you, so throughout the whole entire process, the eviction process, did you have to have this, did you help the seller through it, or did you jump in and took care of it for him, or how did it work?
Right. So this specific deal right here, I want everybody to know I didn't meet this seller or the next deal that we're about to talk about. I didn't meet that seller either. I've never met these people in person a day of my life. That man stays in St. Petersburg, Florida. And he was stressing out, do we have to come here? Do we have to come out and do this or do that? So another thing I need to tell you before getting into that is he also had a divorce finalized in Florida. He didn't have his divorce finalized in North Carolina. So we had to get the ex-wife to sign as well. Luckily, she really did not care. They are not beefing. It was no harsh words. She said, I don't mind. We'll do the quick claim deed and move forward. That saved me a lot. But back to the deal, Miss Tammy, that lady, again, she's really popular in Eastern North Carolina on the dispo side. So another thing with real estate is, even if you get to a point where you don't want to talk to a lot of people, if you have a lot of buyers, you're going to make your own money in real estate as well. And that's what she does now. She's a little bit older. She's working at a hospital. So it's easier, again, just to pass that on. But her uncle is a part of the eviction unit, with the box and stuff. So it was easy because she just called him over once the time was up, put new locks on the house and stuff. We put a lock box up there. And, that's what made the process easy. What drained it and made it so long for the deal to get closed is the seller still to this day, not the seller, the tenant still to this day has never replied to our texts, our calls, Facebook messages. He just left, didn't pay, didn't do anything. And the lady said, the next door neighbor said that she ran into the son and he moved like 45 minutes away, but he didn't pay. We would have gave him, and this is for anybody who's watching, whenever they have a tenant situation, I always offer cash for keys because, again, I'm unselfish. What you need, $1,500 to get out, $2,000, $2,500. I've done that before. I did it last year with a deal. Just give them what they need to get out and get the deal done. Get the deal added to your resume and just keep pushing. You're not going to get 10,000 every deal. You're not going to get 15,000 every deal. You're not going to get 20,000. They looking at Khang and they were like, well, Khang, you was just doing a deal. But you was like, if it's 10,000, you really don't care too much for it. You earn that right. That's a status that you're at. Most of the people are watching. We're not millionaires yet. We're not 800,000 in. So you shouldn't be turning down no $5,000, $10,000. Get the deal done and keep it pushing.
True.
The other deal that I'm working on, and this is with a whole different title company. I love them. Beckman Law Firm, for anybody's listening, that's North Carolina. Beckman Law Firm, I'm using them Torian, but they're way easier. This deal, 126,000. That was over this estimate. I brought him down from 126,000 to 76,500. I'm crazy with the negotiation and renegotiation. Yeah, if you motivated, I can get the deal done.
Damn.
Yeah, if you motivated, I can make it happen.
I love it, man. So Jamil, I want to ask you this question because a lot of people, what they do is they get their first deal done and it's like a one-hit wonder. You never hear them again. They went off and they do something else, dude. What makes you like to stick to wholesaling and have gotten yourself like this far, bro? You're now become one of the person that I know some of the students that's in the academy look up to and be like, damn, I want to be Jamil one day.
Yeah, they message me a lot too. And I tell them, even if they want to call me, sometimes I don't see the Discord. Yeah. I let them call me, man. I was just working with Tegan on a deal. I genuinely don't care. If it's going to help them get a deal, I wouldn't care if I get a percentage out of it or not. It's just easier seeing people come into an academy and take this mentorship shit serious and move forward. And I always tell them, don't get discouraged with the no's, because 90% of these people that you're talking to, you're more educated. I said you paid for a mentorship. Y'all are letting their tonality push y'all away. You paid for a mentorship. You know what's going on. They don't know that. They're just getting defensive over their property. You're taking it personal. Now it's no deal. So when they're doing the one-hit wonders and stuff like that, I think a lot of people, they don't realize the stuff that they're trying to do else outside of that. It's not like the rental portfolio and stuff like that. I don't do that stuff. I don't care for it. Why? Because it's so easy for me to get a deal for $20,000 or $30,000. Yep. I'm 29 years old. Why in the hell would I be wanting to sit around and get rental properties when I can still actively work? By June 1st, by my birthday, Khang, and I'll send you the documents. You know, I don't do no lying. By June 1st this year, I have already made over $100,000.
Woo!
For sure. Why? I'm going to show you this real quick, too. I don't understand why people don't want to work, though. Like, you're trying to get a rental portfolio for what? You can still go out and work. You have a problem with working for people. So that's another thing when people say, I've been meaning to get in real estate because I don't want to work for anybody. That's an ignorant reason. I want to get into real estate because I want financial freedom. I don't care to work for somebody. You know, technically, if I'm teaching under you, I'm technically working for you. I don't mind because I have my own thing. That's the beauty of it. If you look this year right here.
Dude, my man is dropping bomb, guys.
What does that say? 19,000?
19,000.
That's not including my cash app rise or nothing. That first month was like 4,000 or something. The next month we had 5,000. Then we had 6,000. April, I had my kids. So
okay, so bro, man, I want to say, dude, congrats on all the freaking success. Now, I want to take them back. So back when, where you started with a loaded bank account, or where were you? Zero.
Starting from scratch, for sure, 100%. And it wasn't like I didn't have any money in my pocket. It was all the bills and stuff like that I had. So I really didn't have much. So when I started coming around real estate, it was just like, I hear a lot of people say they do real estate full time. Well, I technically do full time and half time. I could definitely put myself in a full time position, but I still don't mind lifting. I met a deal from Lyft, 25,000. I just got a sub 2 deal that I may be closing from Lyft. So what I'll do is, again, I'll still lift. I love lifting. It's easy. I'm getting sellers. I'm networking. I'm finding buyers. Why the hell would I not? I don't care to play the game like that. I bought a dog, and I'm about to buy another one once this deal closed from dog breeding. So real estate and dog breeding money is free money. I can pay my bills through Lyft and still have money left over. Why would I not do that, though? You know, that's why I don't be getting, like, people don't want to work. That's what it is. But when you visit, like when I visited Jamaica and stuff like that, when you visit these other countries, they'll die to be in your shoes. Yeah, so I just take advantage of it. People get older all the time and be like, I wish I was still your age. And what you do, you still go to the club. You still want to smoke and shit like that. I'm not doing that, all that.
Dude, you see, guys, I mean, listen, the only thing that separates between a winner and a loser is truly their mindset, because your thoughts dictate your action what's dictates your results. And Jamil here is what makes him so successful, because, dude, he's like, I'm not too good to do this. I'm not too good for lift now. I'm not too good for this. Dude, I'll do whatever it takes, dude. I just got to get money. I got to get to that financial freedom. You know, I tell people all the time, if I, dude, Jamil, this is real from my heart, bro. If I wouldn't do anything else, bro, I would love to do Uber and Lyft. I would, dude, easy, bro. Dude, it's easy money.
Yeah.
You literally turn the clock on and off whenever you want, right? So hey, if you needed some money for a software, turn that freaking clock on, dude. Turn that clock on.
It's so easy, bro.
Dude, it's so easy. Turn that clock on, drive for a day, and bam, all of a sudden now you probably make $100 that you can put in to your marketing, to your skip tracing, to your software, whatever it is that you need. But just like Jamil said, a lot of you do, you rather make excuses than making money. You rather say, oh, I don't got any money, because you don't want to work. You're lazy.
They love saying stuff like the mileage and the wear and tear on your car. I don't even have my car right now. I just dropped it off. They're putting a new turbo in my car. I didn't even know my car had a turbo. But the whole thing of it is when you have a plan, let's just say, for an example, people are in bigger cities than I am too. Let's just say you do $200 a day. Let's just say you make $200 a day. Well, let's say 230, 240. You use 30 or 40 for gas or whatever. Let's just say 200. If you do 200 times 30, think that, what's that, like 6,000?
Yep, 6K.
Yeah, I think it's like 6,000. What what the hell do you got going on to where you can't take care of your bills with $6,000? Get a mentorship, or because you can make a payment plan with the mentorship and stuff. What do you have going on to where you can't, what I mean, take care of that? If you're doing this and you're worried about miles and car maintenance and stuff like that, you're in the wrong life. I don't know what to tell you, because this type of stuff is going to happen whether you're driving your car every day or if you're driving it every other week. So if you're making $6,000 a month, let's just say you saved $1,000 a month, and you got a problem 3 months later, you got $3,000. You could trade that car in and go get $3,000 on another down payment. Break your bills up. Your rent $1,500, save $50 a day. That's $1,500. That's your rent right there. Save another 25, save another 30, or whether for your utilities, car insurance, all of that stuff. That's another 1,000 or whatever the case may be. All of that stuff is taken care of. Now, if you did everything that I told you, your last week and 2 weeks, everything is completely profit.
Dude. Like, the thing is, everybody watching this, and the problem is, I think a lot of people out there on social media, they selling you like this big dreams, this big fantasy, but it really comes down to this is something that everyone can do, and it's practical, and it's something that you can do today. Jamil, every single time when I go into the Uber, I tell them, or Uber or Lyft, I tell them, I'll be like, hey, since you're doing this, like, you could have talked to people and just like Jamil, ask people, and you could have killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You're doing Uber, and that's what Jamil did. Do Uber, and then you talk to people, and you ask them if they have a property that they want to sell, or know anybody that have a property that they want us to sell. And you're like, hey, this is my side hustle. I'm also a real estate investor, and this is what I do.
That's literally what I did for the other deal, where it's about to be a sub 2 deal. Yeah, that's literally what I did, though. Even when you're driving in the area, you can just drive for dollars and stuff like that. Again, man, these are still leads from the probate list and stuff. Like, this is people, you can still go up there and get it. People just don't want to, though. Like, everybody has a theory behind stuff. Like, well, I don't want to do this because it is. I don't want to do this because of that. Hey, knock yourself out then. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see, how it work out for you. But 9 times out of 10, only thing you need to do is create a balance. I'm still working on my balance. So with this deal, another thing that I'm going to do is hire another VA to work more so the evening and late times. Because me and Jericho, we talked.
Yep.
So we had a one-on-one, and, he gave me an idea to come up with a plan to where the consistency of my deals can pick up. It's not the skill set. My skills is there. Yep. I'll hop on a call with anybody. I willingly just did that last week on the Discord. I'm asking people, do y'all want to see me do a price reduction? I don't get anxiety and shit like that. I come from a whole different background. Like, it ain't no anxiety. It ain't no intimidation. Nobody on that other phone has ever hurt me, ever. I just get there and make the call. No one's going to hurt me.
I love it. So the thing is, a lot of you, I want you guys to all understand this. And this is why when you watching a YouTube video is different than when you actually pay to be in a mentorship and be a part of a community. Because when you're a part of a community, you need to understand that everyone there understand that every single one of us is there and we have skin in the game. Mm-hmm. And you're surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, that are goal-getters, driven. Like, they're there too to accomplish their goals and their dreams, not to BS around. So when you're part of that community, everybody wants to help each other out. That's why that's why when you join the academy, you got your meal there. Like, dude, this is something you cannot find on YouTube or anywhere else, right? So, Mill, let me ask you this question, dude. So before he came into our WTM Academy, which is the Wholesale Community Academy, Jamil has already done some deals already. So what makes you pull the trigger? 1, and then 2, Jamil, is that would you recommend it to everybody that are basically on the fence and they're debating if they should pull the trigger or not and get into a mentorship?
So you kind of just answered that question when you were saying that a lot of people, about like the mentorship and stuff like that. And, it's different because you're not going to get this from YouTube. People are saying it's a whole different level when you get into academy. It's videos that you have in there that are not on YouTube. Yep. You're definitely another me because you'll get up here and do free stuff with no problem. But if I'm going to sell you something, I'm going to put a lot more in there. So that's why when it came down to me making these type of calls and stuff like that in the academy, I'm letting them know, like, you have to put your own sauce on it. They're like, yeah, I'm going through Khang's script, but I sound like a robot. And people are getting frustrated. Well, I'm like, are you building a report throughout it? Are you reading it word for word? And then don't do that. Still be a person, though. Like, when you're reading it off, add something in. If you hear something in the background on the 4th question, be like, hey, is that a dog? You know, I also have a dog. You do stuff like this to stand out. You keep calling and you want to read everything off a script, you're not going to sound any different. So that's the biggest thing right there. It's like the mentorship is super important. And I definitely refer it to people if you're serious. Don't try to come in and pay for a mentorship and feel like we got a damn cheat sheet over here in our damn library and we're going to give you the cheat sheet. It's not going to work like that. If you're willing to work and you got some type of time and availability, I told another person, if they have, you know, I speed the lead, of course, if you have money and you're coming in, you know, and you want to do maybe about 10 or 15 calls a day, that's fine. You know, at least you're doing 10 to 15 calls from I speed to lead. Yep. And this is what I'm going to break down. I'm going to break down the formula that I came up with and I gave to the students in there. And I put it on the board. Let's say you start off with $600. The coupon club is $200. And then after that, it's 29 leads per month. And you got maybe $100, $120 King Data, Deal Machine, Prop Stream, Batch Leads, whatever you want to do. If you're talking to 15 motivated sellers, again, these are motivated people. If you're talking to 15 motivated sellers within a month period of you buying the leads with the rest of that money, you have 15, let's just say you got a 6-month plan. 15 times 6 is 90. You don't think that you're going to talk to 90 motivated sellers and not get your money back within that one deal? That's really what it comes down to. A lot of people, again, they don't want to make the call. I think a lot of people, they love, because we make it look easy. Yep. But whenever they trying to get on the phone, they just freeze up. And then it's just, I don't get it though. Like they don't want to make the call, bro. They're scared to make the call.
Right. No, I mean, listen, nothing work if you don't.
Correct.
You have to put in the work and you have to be consistent. It all comes down to that. All right. But obviously when you join the academy, we'll give you the training, the resource, the connections, right? The scripts, like everything that you need to actually help you. All right. 1, cut down your learning curve. And 2, obviously helps you become successful and helps you closing that first deal. So Jamil, I want to say thank you so much, dude, for jumping on here. Really appreciate you. And anyone who wants to jump and connect with Jamil, dude, he'll be in the academy. All right.
I will say one more thing before leaving though. I remember Perry, you did an interview with Perry.
Yep.
You asked Perry because he would message me every day. When Perry got his first deal, he was so excited because he kept telling me that I was the only one that helped him and motivated him through it because his family was giving up on him. Perry's first deal was $84,000. I followed up with Perry. Woo! Yeah, while he was in the academy, I followed up with Perry in December. Perry had closed 11 deals from August to December and had 3 on contract. I have this in form where I reached out to him. Clinton just joined the academy in January. He got the best birthday present. He closed his first deal on March the 10th. And he called me and told me he appreciated me for everything because I gave Clinton my phone number as well. And Clinton will call me damn near every day. So if you utilize your resources, then you will get there. Jericho is so unselfish. He be giving out buyers for free sometimes.
Yep.
You know, we give out title companies for free and stuff like that. Again, it's not for free because you already paid. So we just genuinely don't care. We just pass this information out. So I did, want to let you know, what anybody listening to know that, that these are some of the reviews from people that you have interviewed. Clinton has been so busy with real estate. I told him, to get on here and share his experience. He's been so damn motivated. He said, I don't even have time yet. He's saying that after one deal. Yeah, so that's important. I definitely wanted, to give you a little bit of the reviews of some of the other people who have been winning in there.
I love it. Jamil, I appreciate you so much, man. And I appreciate you are being in the academy. All right. And it's just changing people's life, man. So I appreciate it. Now, yes, Jamil, sir. Hey, with those 2 people that you mentioned, is there any way you can reach out to them? I love to get them on an interview and have you on it as well. And then let's talk and walk through their deals so everybody can hear their story.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always keep in touch with Perry. I think he closed another deal not too long ago. And Clinton is like the Jeff Hardy of the academy, man. He's like the Rob Van Dam. He's always doing something. Like he runs through the worst situations with some of these sellers. But I told him, man, the one thing I will tell you is that you are an action taker. And that's why you close a deal within your first 2 months of being here. A lot of people will come into a lot of academies and see stuff on YouTube and feel like they can't get anywhere. But I keep a good connection with both of them, so I can definitely reach out to them.
Sounds good, bro. I look forward to that. And then once you do, hit Angie or Carly up, and I love to set up another meeting with us, okay?
Gotcha. Yes, sir. I'll definitely do that then.
Jamil, thank you so much. And let's what, baby? Let's go get this
money.
I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Okay, so I know someone asked me about the academy. So for those of you who wants to join the academy, all right, it's a 6-month program. Just go to coachwithkhang.com. right there. Fill out the application and get on the phone with my team. They'll tell you all about the academy. And I know some of you also mentioned about, hey, Khang, is there a payment plan or do I have to pay everything up front? Just call my team, okay? And I will let them know to work out a payment plan with those of you who actually really, really need the payment plan so you can get into the academy. I'd love to get you in it. Love to get you exposed to what we got in there. Way more crazier things that happen in there than what you see on YouTube. Like I said, you have Jamil, you got Jericho, you got so many other students in there that are not just new, but they have done so many deals already that you can actually, basically rub shoulder with and learn from as well. Randy Tran said, can I still do the academy while working at 9 to 5? Dude, Randy, absolutely, bro. Dude, absolutely. Most of my students that's in the academy have a 9 to 5. We got construction worker. I got truck drivers. I got people that are just working at a, there's people in there that's working at they're tired of climbing the corporate ladder. There's people in there that's just working at a regular JO to B. All right, that wants to escape. We got realtors. We got people who are selling insurance that are now, hey, don't want to sell insurance anymore and they want to merge into wholesaling. So Randy, the answer is absolutely, man. And that's the goal with the whole academy, dude, is to help you escape that 9 to 5 so you can build your own wholesaling remote virtually business where one day you can work wherever you want, whenever, and most importantly, with whoever the F that you want. All right, Randy? So just like Randy and anybody else, if you want to sign up, just book a call with my team. Just go to coachwithkhang.com. All right? Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. I brought Jamil on because he's been in the academy for about a year now. And he has been accomplishing a lot from where he started, where he got into where he's now. Dude, I'm extremely so happy and I'm so proud of you. And there's many, 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 many other students like Jamil that's in the academy. And so I look forward to seeing you in there. And I look forward to helping you closing your first deal or your next deal and help you change your life. Okay? So until next time, you guys take care. And let's go get this money. I'm out.